Official WWF poster only at Taco Bell.
This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making her way to the ring from Chiba, Japan, Emily Sakura.
うわ、ルロが先だ。すごーい。
さあ、ルルを従えている。かっこいい。やっぱ手にさ、ついてる人がいて、また全然違う。前と全然違う。
They're gonna bring Lulu Pencil in. Here's Lulu. What up, Lulu? Press play. There's the magic finger. Pressing down. Yeah.
The Wrestling Club with Darren and Brett. We've got a show that you'll never forget.
Greetings, Grapple fans, and welcome to WFMU's Wrestling Club, the only space that's safe for all wrestling fans, whether you're casual, lapsed, obsessed, or ashamed. My name's Darren Maybe. Thanks for joining me. I'm broadcasting from my bunker here in Jersey City, New Jersey, where it is still a hot and wet summer. I'm back in studio, which is also my bedroom, so I'm not sleeping outside anymore. Things are looking up for me. I hope things are looking up for you. We've got an excellent show planned for you today. We've got a very exciting guest. We're going to talk all the news. We're going to maybe share some stories, little anecdotes, maybe tell a couple jokes and get out of here and go to bed. We got Raw on. It was on in the background, but I turned it off for copyright reasons. But boy, it's a riveting show. We'll talk all about it. But first, he is my tag team partner, coming to us live via satellite from Hollywood, California. The Henry O to my Phineas I, Brett Davis. Brett.
Oh, hello, Darren. How's it going?
I'm doing good.
I am on cloud 9 because
it's a really big night for you.
It's a huge night, not just for me, but for the entire Pencil Army.
The only army we support on this show.
This is true. It's been a month of exciting debuts, with one maybe coming down the line. However, it's going to be a very special Lulu Pencil is all elite. That's all I'm going to say.
It's unreal. You know, this month, everybody's talking about, CM Punk, yesterday's news. Bryan Danielson, yesterday's news. Bray Wyatt. Who else is going? Oh, the Big Show is in AEW. Who else is in AEW? I don't even care anymore because, we got our girl, our
favorite
sergeant at
wrestler.
arms of the Pencil Army, Lulu Pencil. I'm not going to say that Wrestling Club didn't have anything to do with it because, we're hit makers, we're taste makers, we're ahead of the curve, so I'm going to take credit. I don't want to take credit for it, but if you want to give me credit for it, I'll take it.
Not only did Lulu Pencil debut, but we've had a little bit of talk online. Daniel Garcia of AEW. I don't know if he's officially signed, but he is certainly there a lot. Wrestled John Moxley. He's like, I want Mace Ruga. I want Lulu Pencil. And now there's talk about a Choco Pro USA.
Wow.
It's so exciting. Darren, we live in the USA. That was the only thing that was stopping us from being in Choco Pro.
I mean, there could be a Wrestling Club invasion.
I mean, there's no invasion. We're part of it. They're part of the Wrestling Club. We're part of it.
I'll tell you this. You drug me into it. And I'll tell you, if I go into Choco Pro USA, I'm going in to win. Okay. I'm not doing none of this patty cake stuff. I'm going in there to whoop butt and break legs. So Lulu Pencil, you're getting snapped.
Well, Darren, it's a wrestling weekend.
It's a wrestling weekend every weekend. Can I tell you about All Out? I can. Usually we do a fun gimmick on this show where Brett tells me about a pay-per-view, and I have no idea it's coming up. AEW's All Out is not that kind of show. I am so excited for it. What a CM Punk, he's back. He's wrestling his kid brother, Darby Allin. It's going to be cool. Maybe they'll ride their skateboards. I don't know what they do. I'm so excited for that. It's crazy that these two punk rock wrestlers are the top match on what could be the best pay-per-view of the year. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I got Christian and Christian with his dad bod going against Kenny Omega in the main event. A lot of people think Daniel Bryan / well, I gotta stop using that name. Bryan Danielson. There's a lot of rumors that he'll appear
Dragon.
Dragon. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm gonna have some friends over. Maybe we'll do a live stream after All Out. Wrestling Club, me and you, Brett, huh?
Only if we could bring some other wrestling club members along for the
Well,
ride.
see, we got an open door policy here, you know.
That's not true.
Anybody's allowed in.
Not anybody.
Well, I don't know. We're kind of like a free use podcast.
Well, anybody can listen. Not anybody can come in. That's
I don't know.
I don't want to
I'm
open
very-
the floodgates to
Let him
the
in.
world of wrestling.
Let him in.
Well, here's what we got on the lineup. We
Yeah,
got
let's get it
CM
down, run
Punk,
it down.
Darby Allin,
All right.
Kenny Omega, Christian, Jericho, MJF, which may be Jericho's last match if he loses. John Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima of the Bread Club.
Yeah,
Is there going to be a rivalry bread and pencil club? I don't know.
those are
Pac and
two
Andrade.
things you can buy at a grocery store, I guess. Different aisles.
Different aisles, yeah. Pac and Andrade. Who knows? Maybe Ric Flair will be there. He was at the NWA show.
Woo! Pac.
Young Bucks and Lucha
What do you think?
Bros.
You think Ric Flair's a fan of Pac?
I think he doesn't know who he is.
Woo!
Young Bucks and Lucha Bros. Eddie Kingston and Miro. Paul White and QT Marshall, which is maybe everyone's favorite match of the
Oh, this is what I'm looking forward to. Coming to a wrestling convention near you.
And the Casino Battle Royale, which is full of the women of AEW. So far, Nyla, Thunder Rosa, The Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart, Ty Conti, Diamante, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet have been announced. Could this be that they're keeping room for Lulu Pencil? Is she going to be the Joker card?
I think. I mean, if not her, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Emi Sakura, right? I mean, it seems like she's probably.
I mean, Emmy should absolutely be in there.
Absolutely.
I mean,
If she's the joke. If she's the Joker's card, that's the only one that won't be a disappointment if it's not Lulu Pencil.
Yeah. Well, everybody's saying
Kelly. That's who I'm voting for.
Might be Destination Unknown.
Who? Oh, Ruby.
Mm-hmm. Who's been filming promos in the Hoboken Path train station, which I'm very familiar with.
You slept there.
Oh yeah, sure. We also had a big weekend of shows in the NWA, or as I like to call it, Billy's show. And did you get to see any of this?
I saw Ric Flair be like, Triple H. I can't do Ric Flair like you can, so I'm not even going to attempt it. A lot of Ric Flair.
Triple H, you saved me and pulled me in front of the.
It's a really weird.
I don't know why I do Ric Flair as if his dentures are falling out, but that's.
It also sounds like Andre, like a shrunken Andre the Giant for a second, too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good, it's great. Well, I did not see any of it. Why don't you quiz me give me like a true or false whether it happened or not? You know what I mean? Like, or multiple choice, or two truths and a lie.
Okay, Darren, you'll have to guess who the NWA World Heavyweight Champion is after NWA 75. Okay. Is it A, Simon Dean, B, Romeo Roselli, formerly of the Heartthrobs, C, Trevor Murdoch of Murdoch and Cade, or D, Nick Aldis?
Oh, Nick Aldis. He's the only one of those guys that could be a world champion. The rest of them are like guys I used to see on Velocity in 2006 when I was alone in my room.
Well, Velocity's having a big weekend too, I guess, because Trevor Murdoch is the NWA champion.
Wow. You know what? Honestly, I've always liked Trevor Murdoch. He's my kind of wrestler. Fat, stupid.
He wore like a Harley race cosplay.
That's cool. I guess.
But the real show was Empower. It was a fun show.
Did you pronounce that right? I believe there's a couple extra R's at the end.
Sorry, the best show of the weekend was Empower. Deonna Purrazzo beat Melina. Camille beat Layla Hirsch, which sucks. We really love Layla Hirsch. I don't know if we talk about her enough.
She's one of our Jersey
and Deanna Purrazzo. Yeah,
and Deanna Purrazzo, Hackettstown, baby.
Home of the Eminem.
Hackettstown, home of Mr. Eminem. That's right.
Yeah. And Chelsea Green won the Invitational Cup, and Awesome Kong retired
again
in a promo with Gail Kim. Yeah,
that's fine.
And also very sad, new tag team champions were crowned. Allison Kay and Marty Bell beat Kylan King and Red Velvet. Red Velvet in favorite here. Stare it up.
Okay.
Stare it up. Come on, Darren. Stare it up. Come on, stare it up. There we go.
Stare it up. I got so you watch these shows. Are they good or bad? Tell us.
They're fine. They're
fine.
fine.
Okay, cool.
I
was Billy.
I think the
Billy
presentation is.
I got a question.
He's wearing his zero hat and he's wearing his zero jacket. He's got his Mildred Burke title.
You knew exactly the question I was going to ask. What was Billy Corgan wearing? We're doing Karnak on this show.
Because years ago, Darren,
what was his hat?
Darren
was
maybe
his hat?
met zero.
It just said zero. Was he wearing? So, what kind of like Renaissance outfit was he wearing? If he always has like a Ren Fair accessory, whether it's a cloak,
the Ren Fair accessory was his 100-year-old Mildred Burke title that he carried around.
He loves her. He loves
it's
Billy.
Like the title's so small.
And he's so big.
Yeah, I can't say anything bad about Empower because it's a long time coming. NWA 75 though, I didn't like it.
Well,
another thing that makes me go bull. NXT.
NXT. How long until they're doing game show segments? All right, what do you say? 6 months before Samoa Joe's?
I don't know. We'll see.
Samoa Joe's doing barrel races in the Performance Center. I love their new logo.
Yeah,
I love it.
Darren, you sent me a pic of the new crop of developmental people.
Not that I love. What's this hand signal called? What's this hand signal called, Brett? So that our listeners can understand the face for
hang 10.
Doing a hang 10 and with a tongue out. Well, NXT was cool for a couple of years, but it's gone now. But
however, they did have a great match. We didn't get to talk about it because it was recorded right before Takeover, but Walter Dragunov 2 was incredible.
Oh yeah, I mean Dragunov is probably my favorite wrestler in WWE. Best babyface in wrestling. I don't think there's anyone that does it like gets his ass beat better than Dragunov, and no one can beat an ass quite like Walter. So I did watch that. I've been a little indisposed, so I didn't watch a ton of wrestling, but that was one I circled back. I circled back to watch, and it was great. So violent.
You were indisposed.
I started chopping people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about that.
You really can't talk. You can mention it. I mean, we've called it a bunch of different things.
I mean, it's a pilot. Okay?
You're at a famous residence.
Right. Well, I was in.
It's wrestling history, you know.
Well, I mean, yes, we were in Stanford. I can admit that it was Stanford. It was not WWE related. Could be down the road, but not this time. But can't talk.
We'll see. Darren's clues are all over the place. Well, there's another show that we want to preview, and we've got two of the people here that are on the show this weekend. It's JGeorge's cinematic masterpiece, and I'm going to welcome the maestro that put this together. He is your director for the evening, and he was the first runner-up for the Wrestling Club Diva Search earlier this summer. We're talking to JGeorge. Woohoo! And then we have, I'll do the actual wrestling intro because I don't want to mess it out. But I also want to introduce our other guest, the Pro Wrestling Magic Champion, who is putting people to task. cleaning up some messes. She's shutting down some parties. Officer Erica Leigh, welcome to Wrestling Club. JGeorge and Erica Leigh Miller.
Woo!
Erica Leigh Miller. That's right. I was gonna say you got to tack on the last name if you're saying Officer Erica.
No.
What?
No. You're abhorrent, and that was what you did. What you did. Try all these people trying to do something different for the community of professional wrestling. For you to shut down the show because what?
Whoa.
Because of what? Because of what? People were having fun. That's why you shut down the show.
Illegal gathering, illicit drugs, no permits for the food trucks.
Darren,
JGeorge, I could have had you locked up.
Hey, hold on, wait a second. Hold on.
We want to get into what you were doing that day? Do we want to get into it?
No,
This
we
is
don't
gonna
have
be
to.
This is gonna be a weird
Absolutely.
podcast. This is gonna be a weird podcast because I have a rule in my life that I don't talk to cops.
Mhm.
Well, get me the hell out of here then, because guess
you
what,
can-
sir?
Aaron, if you-
I clocked that
if you can
lighter
make
in
an
your
exception.
hand. What are you doing with that, huh?
Oh, I was gonna smoke weed.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Devil lettuce.
Okay.
All right. Maybe we'll. You know what? I'll respect
Who
the
the
law.
hell's playing that? What's going on in
What-
here?
oh, what's that?
Who's
Oh,
playing
what's
all
that?
racket?
Oh, what's that? Was that video? Look at that right there. You see that?
There she
Well,
is.
you know, let's take a look. So, man upstairs, Isaiah, if you could pull
Smug.
this clip
Smug. That's
over
what
the
right.
weekend.
All right.
That's
you-
what's right.
So many fans gathered for Poly-Am Woodstock, which everybody was really looking forward to. We were
That
talking
was
about it
supposed
on
to be the
show.
biggest night of my career, Brett. Next to
I know.
September 11th. That was supposed to be the biggest night of my career.
Well, we'll get to September 11th in a second too, but we need to talk about this. You know, all these people gathered. It was a very diverse show. The vibes were so high. I couldn't tell if it was a wrestling show or maybe like an orgy was going to break out, but not like a weird orgy, like a one.
And that's the damn point. That's the damn point. You know what it's
Where was
illegal
I?
to do? It's illegal to have sex in public.
Well, let's take a look at some of this video that you yourself, George, shot. Let's take a look.
That's right. That's right. I shut this shit down. That's right.
I didn't
That's
shoot
right.
this one. This is her. She shot this. She's being
Officer
smug.
Erica Leigh Miller on the case. I shut this
She's
shit
proud
so
of
far
that.
down. They're gonna be slurping it up for breakfast tomorrow. That's what's right.
Yeah, thanks a
Smug.
lot, Erica. Thanks a lot. You're happy about this? You're happy about this? You smug.
Illegal gathering, loitering,
You
stolen
smug.
property.
You smug.
That looked like such a fun time. There's a pool, there's a band, there's a ring. It seems
No,
like,
but I'll say
May
this.
I?
Okay. No,
May I
absolutely,
make a
officer.
statement?
Officers, make your piece.
I told all of these jokers, I warned them. You're talking about people coming from far and wide, gathering for a good time, but I warned them. I said, I am a cop and I'm coming to Woodstock. And if I see you doing drugs, I'm going to lock you up. No drugs, not on my watch, not at this event. And you know what? People didn't listen. When you don't listen, the consequences kick you right in the face. When you listen, you can prepare, right? Nobody listened, nobody prepared. They got the boot of consequence in their friggin' face from a one officer, Erica Leigh Miller. That's what I have to say.
You know, I gotta say this. I'm not really into cops that much usually, but I have some experience in my life with Woodstock type events. And I'll say this, knowing my history as a 14-year-old runaway from home, ran away to Woodstock 99, almost lost my life up there, thrown right in a fire. That's right, burned me right up. I know the consequences of these illegal gatherings. And, you know, yes, am I a drug user? Sometimes. But that doesn't, but, you know, maybe I'm looking at this event, this Poly-Am Woodstock. Yeah, it looks big, looks great. But it looks like it could be a little dangerous. Maybe Officer Miller is looking out for your best interest, JGeorge.
Son, I wish I had been there at 99 to help you out.
Thank you, officer. I would have ran to you and begged you for my life back. But I did see a lot of things that weekend.
I'm sure you did.
Yep, they're
smug. Look at her face. She's smug. That's it. It's just smug. Yeah.
My question is,
what's up?
This is it seemed like such a positive event. Yeah.
Drug use positive?
Well, sometimes positive. It's in a controlled environment.
Breaking the law positive?
I mean, this is when you get very specific about what's legal and not legal, cops have been known to look the other way. Why couldn't you make an exception for this very special once in a lifetime event?
I will say this. What is law if not absolute morality?
She was looking every other way, dude. She was looking all over the place for every single infraction she could find. I had just these two eyes. But you know what? I will say this. I will say this about Erica, despite her law enforcement background. Not only is she a member of the force, but she's also the Pro Wrestling Magic heavyweight champion, and she will be main eventing the show against the American shooter Killian McMurphy,
active shooter.
Yeah,
I think there's not an active shooter. It's a wrestling term.
Right.
I just don't want your opponent to get arrested.
He's a shooter. He's a hooker. You know what I mean? As they used to say.
Hooker's not gonna
both illegal.
Come down the legal.
Both illegal activities.
No, a hooker.
It ain't that illegal.
So now I have to watch out not only for his gun.
Yes.
But something else.
Yeah, possible solicitation of professional wrestling, which is what you guys will hopefully be doing on the main event of my show that I've lost.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering here. We had this Poly-Am Woodstock shut down, a very controversial thing.
It's probably going to shut this down.
So, but that's the thing. What comes next? Obviously there's a personal issue between you two. So I want to know, as a fan, as a follower of you both, what's next? How are we going to settle this?
Oh, well, funny enough. So my match at this event, if I win it, guess what happens? I become the number one. I move up in the ranking. I become the number one contender for her championship. So that could quite possibly, very possibly lead to a match between the two of us.
Wow. Well, easy peasy. You just got to beat whatever, schlub. You're putting the show together too, right?
There's four people in your match.
Yeah, we had to hold on a second. I'm getting a phone call here. Hello?
Oh, real professional. Well,
it's JGeorge. He's a very important person.
We lost him? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking I'm gonna call you back.
All right, I'll say this. No drug addict is gonna.
So originally, my match was going to be myself against Daniel Garcia, against MV Young, against Tony Depp, and against Ace Romero. Five of the absolute best in one ring.
Wow.
A representation.
You want to
talk about
the deck.
Yeah, you want to talk about a forbidden door. You know what I mean?
Why does everyone keep saying that?
It's a turnstile. Unfortunately, I just got wind we've lost Daniel Garcia.
What in what way? Wait a second. We keep in what way?
In the way of we lost him for the match.
Okay.
Well, that's he's been talking about. He might
the way they say that.
Start.
Yeah.
He might start up in Choco Pro USA. We were talking about that earlier. Maybe that's what he's doing. So, yeah, I
don't tell Officer Miller about Choco Pro USA. I feel like she might not like it.
No. And the forbidden door. It's just it's a saying. It's not literally something that's forbidden by the law to cross through. Just to make it clear.
If I get to wrestle Erica, you better believe I'm going to use a lot of illegal objects in the match.
Well, you'll get disqualified and then you'll lose. So who's that for?
Foreign objects will be used.
Well, maybe you could do
international objects that have not been approved by customs.
That's important.
Don't count your eggs before they hatch. I mean, you're facing there's ROH champions. MV Young's a cult leader.
Correct.
This is a very complicated. Ace Romero is just
A cult leader without a party, though. Do remember that.
I'm not doing good, you guys. Honestly, I'm a wreck. This show's been. It's driven. I mean, Brett, you get it. You know what I mean. You're an LA guy. You get it. You know how it is for us little guys. I'm getting chewed up alive every day.
What are you even on about? What are you talking about?
Every day I wake up, it's something else. It's my tooth. It's my legs hurting. I'm getting headaches. Putting everything into the show. The show.
It's because you're a drug user. It's because you're a habitual drug user. That's what it is.
This show.
Hell yeah, dude.
For all the legal mumbo jumbo that you talk, you are way out of bounds right now, legally speaking. Yeah, I know a little bit of law, but I'm a mess, Brett. And
I mean, you're probably walking on eggshells to make sure everything's up to code because you know you're gonna have this
I've lost
hall
control.
monitor here, this glorified hall monitor. No offense, Officer Miller. I think you'd take that as a compliment.
You can't just say no offense after you say an insult and think it's all good.
Rank. All right. In all seriousness, I'm gonna cut the whole like the character stuff, Erica. It's fantastic. But,
please do,
listen
J.
to this. Let's peel the curtain back a little bit here on this one. She pulled rank. She went to the booker and the actual people that are putting the show together and asked and said, "Hey, I would like to go on last since I'm the champion, even though this is named after JGeorge." Can you believe that? And she flashed them the badge when they were like, I'm not sure. She flashed the badge, and then they were like, all right. Well, she's
I
pulling
didn't have
rank.
to flash my badge, JGeorge.
Yeah.
I flashed my friggin' championship belt. How would it not make sense for me to main event the show? I'm the champion. I'm the champion. The heavyweight champion.
Officer Miller, this is, as JGeorge has stated, going to be a cinematic masterpiece. Hey, you being in the main event means that you are at the climax. You're at the grand finale of this story that's being told. Do you think you're going to live up to that? And do you know who you're facing? What you have in store?
We just said Killian McMurphy, the shooter, the hooker. Come on.
Sorry.
Yeah, Brett. Even I was paying attention.
But I think what Brett meant by that. Do you know what kind of animal you're facing? You know what I mean?
Listen,
Thank you.
I don't want
That's
to
what
be.
I meant.
I don't want to be lectured here by three dudes. Do I know what I'm getting myself into? When I, Erica Leigh, have had the best COVID out of anyone. And when you think of a cinematic match, who do you think of? Do you think of JGeorge? No. You think of me.
Wait, you said you had the best.
I have been the absolute. I have been at the forefront. I am the pinnacle of a cinematic wrestler, which is why I had to main event his cinematic masterpiece. Why would you not put your best foot forward? Why would you not put the best cinematic wrestler you have in your main event? So it's not really, oh, do I know what I'm getting myself in for? It's, you're welcome, JGeorge. You're welcome that I would be there and main event your show and make it legit and make it worth something. You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm at your feet.
Yeah, I know.
Quite literally. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to do this too, as well.
Oh, I would have been there no matter what, because I love wrestling for magic.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm the champion. I would never say no to a date. I'm always going to be there. The fact that you thought you controlled the event, the fact that you thought you weren't going to have the Pro Wrestling Magic World Heavyweight Champion in the main event, that's hilarious and classless also.
Right.
Funny and tactless.
I'll say this. If I had an American dollar on me right now, I would take it out of my wallet and I would burn it as some sort of symbolic affront against you. But I don't have any paper money on me, so I can't do that.
What do you got? You got Dogecoin?
I just, it's on the phone. I could burn my phone, but I don't think that would.
Here, you know what, JGeorge, this is your lucky day. Wrestling, I have a
yes,
dollar
do it,
here,
do it. Yes,
and I will burn this dollar in
Darren, yes,
Darren, that's legal tender.
Yes,
This is an officer of the law.
do it, Darren. Yeah, down with Yes,
Stop.
because that's what you
No.
represent. You see that? You see that? That's what you represent. That's what it's all about for you, Erica. That's what it's
Yeah,
all about
Copper.
for you.
It's
I
still
would burn.
smoking.
I would gladly burn all of my money down to the ground. Let me tell you something. All right, the show doesn't just end with you. After my show, there's going to be a scene, and the scene I shot, it cost me $50,000 that I had a crowdfund and pull together, and I did it because of I love the art. And I love the sport of professional wrestling. I would do it for free, Erica, unlike you. And unlike Darren. There we go, Darren. I'm with you, man.
I'm smoking
with
weed
you,
with
man.
money I'm burning.
Yeah, hell yeah,
That's
dude.
it.
Dude,
No,
That's
no,
what
no,
I'm talking about. We're making a statement. That's what I'm
no,
talking
no.
about. That's what
I'm
the
not
show
gonna
is all
I'm
about.
not- no.
That's yeah.
Shut
Hell
up. I'm
yeah.
not gonna
That's
sit
what my
here
show
and
is
watch
all
you
about.
break the law like this. No, I'm not gonna do it. So thanks for having me on, boys.
That's right. You're
Screw
out
all
of line. You're
When I
out of
see you,
here.
you're friggin' dead men. You're
Yeah.
dead. You're dead.
Well, I'll see.
You can't threaten my life, Copper.
That's
Come
what it's
on,
all about.
Copper.
That's what it's all about. And it's out with the trash. That's what it's all about. That's what
Guys,
my
it
show
smells
is all
like-
about.
It smells like fire in my room now. This is the first time we've had live flames on Wrestling Club.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to apologize. Again, not the biggest fan of cops either, but Officer Erica Leigh
Yes,
Miller
we know
is a champion, and I'm respectful of wrestling champions, if anything.
True.
Oh, Mildred Burke, she is not.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
She ain't no glamour girl, I'll tell you that
There you
much.
go. Yeah.
Well, you talked a big game. Now it's time for you to back it up.
That's right.
9/11, a day you'll never forget.
Hey,
George's cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, absolutely. I told
Richfield Park, New Jersey.
Knights of Columbus. If there's one place you're gonna go watch professional wrestling in North Jersey, you know where it is. So I don't even need to give you the address, but we just put it out there.
Yeah, that's where my mom grew up.
Brett,
it's a tough city.
And that's where I've had my share of flings in Ridgefield Park. So saying I don't know who knows what's out there for me.
Well, Brett, I'm happy to announce that you will actually be my special guest VIP. I got you a plane ticket, as well as a ticket
This is
to the
good
show.
news
So,
for Brett.
ladies and gentlemen, now appearing on JGeorge's cinematic masterpiece, Mr. Brett Davis.
Wow.
Again,
Brett,
hard
good for
subject to
you.
change, but I'm so honored. I know with that Dan Flash's shirt you got on, you got first class ticket for old Hollywood Brett here.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
George, I want to give you some advice. Make sure you get a deposit. Okay? Just get
For
a
the plane
deposit.
ticket? No, he's
for whatever costs you may incur.
He's locked in. And guess what? I know you moved out. When you moved out, So I got you a hotel as well.
I don't have to crash in Darren's fire room.
Exactly. Non-refundable. So I'm so excited to see you there.
Are we talking one of those
George,
fancy
wait a
Manhattan
second.
hotels, or are we talking
5 stars. Baby.
perfect?
Yeah, I did Priceline.
Wrestling Club sponsored by Priceline. George, I got a question.
What's
What
up?
happened to my VIP, huh? I'm a Jersey guy. I'm in Jersey City. I don't need no plane ticket. I don't need no hotel. I got my own hotel right here. That's the bed I sleep in right there.
Oh,
trash.
No, you're not gonna need a ticket because you're gonna be on staff. You're gonna be my own personal production.
We'll talk. We'll
You're gonna
negotiate.
come
Just
out.
like Cody Rhodes.
You're gonna come out.
Sorry,
You're
I
gonna
didn't mean to talk about that.
be, you're gonna be physically involved in the show, Darren. What do you say?
I'm ready to fight. As long
Yeah.
I like to bleed.
So that's why I'm proud to announce, ladies and gentlemen, appearing on JGeorge's cinematic masterpiece for the first time ever in action. Mr. Darren, you're going to be going one-on-one against Nick Gage. What do you say about that?
Oh, no, I don't know. All right.
Yeah, Darren
He
never
seems like a
wrestled.
nice
We've
guy.
had
Well, me and look, if I got to go one-on-one with Nick Gage, I'm going in that ring with a gun and a blunt. I'm going to use one of the two to get out of there, and I don't know which one it's going to be.
look Darren up against Nick Gage. You got no chance. But if the Skullfucker Harley Tucker were to return from exile,
Well, we'll see if we
Get
can
freed
get a
from
furlough.
Rikers.
See if Harley can get on good behavior.
That's a jailhouse match for sure.
They're gonna close Rikers soon. I don't know where Harley is. He's gonna be transferred upstate.
JGeorge,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the show, but dag nabbit, I'm not gonna. I'm a pathetical person. I know you're flying me out, but if I'm not gonna be in Ridgefield Park, there's no way I'll be able to see it.
That's right. You know what? You know what I'm going to do for you? Because Pro Wrestling Magic has not done this at all before. This is actually a first time ever for them. We're going to be streaming the event on IWTV. That's right. Independent Wrestling.tv.
Wow.
And that's going to be Saturday, 9/11 at 7 o'clock.
Perfect.
Wow. IWTV is the place to go to check it out.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You guys, I'm just worried. Like I said, I'm putting a lot of myself into the show, and it may very well kill me. And I think I'm okay with that, because it's for the people.
Hell yeah. Well, obey the codes, the building codes. Watch for the capacity, because I know there's going to be a line of people trying to get in there last minute. Don't do what Darren did. Don't light any fires indoors.
I want everyone to light a dollar bill. That was one of the most punk rock moments in the history of Wrestling Club on WFMU, and I say that with all sincerity. And you think of some of the people you've had Joey Janelle on here, correct?
Yeah, he didn't set nothing on fire.
He didn't set anything on fire.
No.
He
was taking $1 million phone calls, not me.
Yeah. That was awesome, Darren.
Brother.
Seriously, thank you for that, man. And I hope I'll see you at least out
Find
there.
the power.
You will if you show up, Darren. I'm telling him, I'll get in a physical altercation if they try to charge you for a ticket.
I ain't paying. I'll get in a physical altercation if they try to charge me.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's not happening. You're walking in through the door. You're getting in.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
if AC Romero tries to pounce you out of the ring or something, you get Darren in the crowd there.
Look,
He'll catch you like a little baby and throw you back in.
We'll go full Woodstock 99 if
that's what right.
We'll be turning over phone trucks and hot dog stands saying, should we burn it or fuck it? And we'll do both. This is what happened in my life, 14 years old.
Yeah, Darren, you've teased this. Jay, do you want to stick around to hear Darren's Woodstock 99 story?
After my Woodstock experience, I would love to hear the Woodstock 99 experience.
Oh boy, where do I start, Brett? Like, you're the host of Wrestling Club.
How old were you?
I was 14 years old when I ran away from home to go to Woodstock 99. My parents had recently divorced. I just quit the baseball team earlier that spring because I got a guitar, a bag of weed, and a Kurt Cobain biography. Not the good one, like the bad one. And I was like, that's it for me. I'm a drug addict. I'm going to Woodstock because I knew, when I would listen to K-Rock on 92.3 in New York City, I knew, and they would hype Woodstock, everybody's going to be there. We're going to have Limp Bizkit, Korn, Bush, Lit, Buck Cherry, ICP, Seven Dust, Megadeth. The list goes on and on. I knew this was going to be the Woodstock of my generation. And I had recently read a book about 1960s rock. And so I was like, I got to be there. I can't miss this. Once in a lifetime. I got to go. And my parents said, under no circumstances are you going to Woodstock 99. You're a child. And I said, well, you got divorced. You ruined your life. You're not going to ruin mine. I'm going. So I got my friend Jimmy. He was 18. He sold me that bag of weed for my birthday. And we drove up. We drove up to New York. And it was quite an experience. I went to Woodstock. Here's what I had on me. This is what I had on my person. I had the clothes on my body, which did not include underwear. It's true. Or socks. I had the clothes on my body, minus the undergarments.
What kind of shoes?
New Balance. I don't know.
No socks?
No socks, none, zero. Sneakers, no socks. We'll get to what the aftermath of my feet after the 4 days of peace, love, and music in 1999. But I had the clothes on my back. I had an air freshener as a necklace, so I didn't smell bad. I thought I was really funny and random. And I had 3 packs of Newport cigarettes and a lighter because I wanted to smoke cigarettes. I knew I wanted to smoke cigarettes because that was like drugs. And I wanted a lighter so I could hold my lighter aloft during Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
yeah.
You were closing the show. Hell yeah. So
Now, wait, had you been a cigarette smoker by this point, or was this?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No. I had tried cigarettes like a couple times.
Yeah.
But like this was the first time I bought cigarettes.
Yeah.
So and I had $38. I had $38 in my pocket. A 10, a 20, a 5, and 3 singles. So we drive up to Woodstock 99. I had my tickets. I had my what do you call it? I had the directions we printed off the computer. You know, this is 1999. It was kind of hard to get these things. We're driving up. We get up at upstate New York, driving up Route 1. I believe it was Route 81. Driving north. I forget the route, but driving up. I have my window open. I'm going to smoke a cigarette, hanging out, listening to probably Deftones or A Perfect Circle or Tool or something. And the tickets and the directions fly out the window.
Oh my God.
And we stopped to look for them, but they're fucking gone. I can't find them. I'm fucking 14, fat and stupid. They're gone. And my buddy's like, I got an extra ticket. I have an extra ticket here. I was going to try to sell it. You can have the ticket. But we didn't have any we didn't we didn't know how to get there. So we're like, well, we'll just keep driving north. We'll figure it out. And we're driving and we see this van, like a big like a conversion van with people in it. You can see them drinking in the back. They got kids in there. We're like, oh yeah, they're going to Woodstock. And we followed them all the way.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Until we got into the traffic to get into Woodstock. And just as a little aside, I found out 2 years later that van was driven by my best friend in the world, Brian Kamency. I met him the next year in high school, and his family had went to Woodstock. I know it's unbelievable. No, Brett, you're fine. But Brian was my best friend in high school. He's no longer with us. He's married. See, that's a funny joke. Anyway, but we get to Woodstock and whatever. We're there a day early. We get there. It's nighttime. I go in, see my first time ever seeing live music was the encore of Parliament Funkadelic, the P-Funk All-Stars with George Clinton. Amazing. Blew my mind. I was like, this is amazing. I can't wait for Woodstock. I'm going to go sleep in my tent. We're doing all right. I'm hanging out with Jimmy. Jimmy's friends aren't there yet. Next morning, Jimmy says his friends are there. He's going to go see them, come back and get me. It's the last time I saw Jimmy. He left me alone before the show even started, but I was like, you know what? He'll find me. I'm going to buy a hot dog, French fries, and a soda. There goes my $38. Now I have no money, no food. But I'm like, I'm here for the music. I was so excited. Now, first band that was going to play was one of my favorites at the time, Sugar Ray. I'm front and center for Sugar Ray. Can't wait. And they come, Wavy Gravy comes out. And he's like, Sal, everybody, I gotta let you know, Sugar Ray has the flu. Hardy har, wink, wink. Instead, in their place, the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. And I was so disappointed that my first full concert in front of people was the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. Amazing, looking back, what a great first concert. But at the time I was very disappointed. I'm just kind of rambling, Brett. Where do you want me to take this? I know you watched the documentary. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, the documentary, say we will about it, but the footage is just so perfect. I don't know if you saw it, Jay.
No, not yet.
I mean, it's such like a rough event for a lot of the people and horrific and stuff. But
I don't know. I mean, a couple of them. I'll tell you this much. I don't know. It was a weird place to be a 14-year-old as a 14-year-old boy. I was deep into puberty at this point.
All you brought for 4 days was $38.
Yeah, I did not eat for the rest of the week. What I would do for water is there was like a public shower area. So I go in there and I would drink the water, and it was like fine the first day. It was like, just like shower, people taking a shower, no big deal. second time I went in there, now there's like a couple women in there, and there's like some kissing going on. I'm just like sitting there washing my fat, naked 14-year-old body. It's like, you know, I was body positive before body positive was positive. You know what I mean?
Right on.
Then like I went in there later to drink. I needed to drink water because it was 100 degrees out and there was no water. That was the thing. The water went away.
I was like a big fan of it.
Overflowed. Yeah, it was horrific. And then I went in this third time I went in there, the walls were torn down and it was just like fucking, it was just horrifying. But I stood there, took my shower, you know, just wiping out the dirt off my body. While people are just it was every.
Well, I don't want to discount that a lot of people had a very bad time at that event.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know because I was there, and I would say a lot of people left. A lot of people didn't stick around. Yes, I mean there was a lot of you know, I've watched the concerts back. I didn't watch the documentary. I don't want to. I don't want it to pollute my memory of it, but I will watch like the concert footage. And yes, how do I say it politely, Brett?
People were raped.
That's not what I was say. No, I don't want to. No, that's true. I mean,
that's just what I'm trying to say is that it wasn't all great. However, if you could look past that, which is hard to do, and just look at like the document of its era, which was really strange era. I want to get back to wrestling. Yeah, I want to bring it back to wrestling because it was like wrestling was part of this culture movement, like more so than it ever was or has been since. Like, you know, it was like we got new metal, we got like Jerry Springer, we got South Park, we got WWF, and all of these things are coalescing at the same time, and like they're all pushing the boundaries in one way or another.
Well, you know, there was even a table spot at Woodstock 99. It wasn't just music. There was also during ICP's performance of their song during their performance, they after shower, you know, spraying hundreds of bottles of Faygo on. So the stage is very slippery. They tried a table spot off a ladder and just the ladder, they slipped off the table, landed flat. It was horrific.
It definitely was I like my memory of that time was like flipping through MTV and because I had the illegal cable box. I'd flip through MTV and then through the pay-per-view channels where they were playing Woodstock and seeing all that and thinking that I was a little bit younger seeing that. I thought it looked like all that stuff didn't really come out. From what I remember as a kid of like all the horrible shit, just like the Limp Bizkit set was kind of notorious, but it looked like the coolest thing.
But that's the thing, you know, that's the Limp Bizkit set has taken on this like infamy to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bullshit. Like I was there and like Limp Bizkit played but it was didn't feel violent. Like the violent concert, the violent show was Korn, which I think was either the night before or later that night. If you watch footage of that, it's like it's so funny because it's like the dumbest music. But these people are literally, it looks like the fucking Roman legions are stampeding the Woodstock. It's horrific. And like, but there was a lot of, I don't know. I have memories of they gave everybody frisbees on the first day. It was like we're gonna give you like some kumbaya shit, and it was just like
Lanny,
hundreds of thousands of frisbees flying by you, just like trying not to get hit by them. I spent a lot of time in the movie theater. There was a movie theater there, and it had air conditioning. Remember, I had no food and nobody. I was 14. I was all alone, so I was like I was fat, so I was very hot. It was very hot, and there was no water, so it was like
what are they playing at that movie theater?
I watched Don't Look Back, the Bob Dylan documentary, and I watched Sid and Nancy. I want to say there was like a Johnny Thunders documentary I saw too.
I'd say that's like pretty cool seeing all that like while you're at Woodstock.
Just
at 14, like at that age too, you're like learning about all this shit. Yeah.
And like walking around, like, you know, is very, you know, yes, there was, you know, there were assaults that took place. But there were also like a lot of people just like fucking pulling their titties out, pulling their weenies out, and it was just kind of everybody was cool with it. You know, it was like I don't know, fish or birdie, some dumb shit like that, right? It's just like everybody's being free and whatever, and that's cool, you know. But you know, then they'd be trying to crowd surf, and it would just, you know, they would be groped. It's not very good. But at the time though, it wasn't. Now we look back on it and it's horrifying. At the time, it wasn't horrifying. I remember coming home from Woodstock and like hanging out with like girls I was friends with in high school. And they saw that and they were like, I take my tits out too. You know, just like, I gotta do it too. It's just like, all right. You know what I mean? Which isn't a good thing. I'm not advocating for that.
Right.
But
that was just a different time.
Oh, but it's unbelievable because like 3 years later, it was gone. Like the internet came and erased the entire culture.
I think one other,
well, not erased it, but
major historical event also kind of like mellowed things out.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you just think about it, New York has never really attempted a real festival ever again.
Yeah.
They won't do it because Woodstock was so bad. And like, yes, there were fires and riots and stuff, but this wasn't like, I mean, there was personal violence at Woodstock 99. That's indisputable. But the fires and the rage that people saw at the end of Woodstock, I was there. I was watching them burn everything. I wasn't scared. I don't know. Maybe I should have been. Maybe I was just delirious from not eating food and sunstroke. Right. I had walnut-sized blisters on my feet from not wearing socks for 4 days. But
yeah, that is wild.
Darren, I do want to correct you. You said there was no water.
Yeah.
You didn't have anything to drink. I have a video here, Man Upstairs, if you can cue this up, of two actually WCW superstars who were doing a nice service and providing drinks for the audience. Let's take a look at this clip.
I'm Bradley J. backstage at Woodstock 99 in the Artist Compound. And we are with Violent J and Shaggy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Violent J. And I'm Shaggy, and we are the artists formerly known as Insane Clown Posse.
Now known as the NSYNC Clown Posse.
Because
we've gone mainstream. On stage, we are going to deliver Faygo beverages.
Thousands of gallons, I imagine.
Thousands of gallons, you know. We're going to deliver millions and thousands of liters of Faygo soda. It is a sultry 114 degrees outside here in Rome, New York. Is that where? Rome, New York?
Well, close, yeah. What is your involvement these days with wrestling?
We just signed a 4-month contract with World Championship Wrestling.
I'm going up for the heavyweight title, brother.
Woo! WCW, who's your main man?
Raven
and
Vampiro. They are our main people. Those are people we linked up with. But, you know, we'll probably end up kicking their ass.
You know, everybody goes bad.
Yeah,
sooner or later, you have to kick
we starting out bad now. We starting out bad now.
Either we'll sell them out or they'll sell us out within a couple weeks anyway. It's the world of wrestling, brother. It's the world of wrestling, brother.
That was
well,
wrestling club member. It was wrestling club member Violent J. You're not the only J in wrestling club, and we wish him the best. He's dealing with some health stuff. Announced that ICP is going to stop touring, which is
unfortunate to hear.
But yeah, they delivered millions
hard
of
to believe
thousands.
Those guys have health problems after
yeah.
fucking Faygo they drink. No, I can't believe it.
Millions of thousands of gallons.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that to drink. You know, the porta potties overflowed, I think, day 2, and that was kind of the end of the clean water. And yeah, they set the fucking place on fire, and the people that put on the show deserved it. But there wasn't like there weren't like roving gangs of people being attacked. It was very joyful. I mean, think about ECW, right? You would watch people get maimed, thrown off balconies, through tables, glass, baseball bats. And it was the most fun you could ever have in your life. It was joyful. That was what the end of Woodstock 99 felt like. You know, when we all put our lighters up for Under the Bridge, and then we turned around and saw that the fucking Rome, New York was on fire. It wasn't, I don't know. I guess like the idea was like, maybe we should get out of here. But it wasn't scary. It was like, this is how it should end. It should end in fucking fire and destruction because it was a horrible event. You know, it was the most, how else did you end Woodstock 99? Just everybody leaves? That wasn't gonna happen.
Well, it's a great event was sadly canceled this weekend.
Yeah.
Poly-Am Woodstock.
I mean, as I left from that, I was one of the few people that got to wrestle there, but a lot of it, I don't know how much you guys have seen from what's came out and stuff. Wasn't my place to like tell people what was going on because there's all sorts of different things of like what happened here, what happened.
Right.
Like the thing was doomed from the start. I pulled up. It was to someone's driveway, and we were in the backyard. And the first thing I hear is, oh, the house, the people that whoever I was mom, aunt, whoever owns the house wants to shut it down, and they're not letting people. They're not letting people use the bathrooms. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, it's not going to go past show 2. And it's unfortunate because I did think what MV Young was doing was something very cool. It was very different. It was going to be a festival of different shows, and they were all different kind of shows. There was going to be a deathmatch show, which again, I'm trying to picture it happening in this backyard, and I don't think that was going to fly. No Peace Underground. I don't know if you guys have seen their shows, but they get pretty wild. And I don't think it was going to happen in the area that we were at.
I guess there's a reason they do. I guess there's a reason they do those death match shows in Delaware.
Exactly. Yeah, in a farm. In a farm where there's no like neighbors, because that was the big issues that it was like in a neighborhood. It was in Pearl River, which is what Pearl River's like.
Yeah, no, I'm just like I grew up in the New Jersey.
Pearl River is in where Ahmed Johnson's from.
Pearl River, was it, or is he like? Is there a Pearl River in Georgia?
That's a different Pearl River, actually.
But I grew up in the New Jersey suburbs, and yeah, people will call the cops on you. And I promoted punk rock shows in basements in New Brunswick.
Yeah,
and SWAT teams would come to those shows. So, it sucks. I think that people should be free to gather and have fun. And
and it wasn't like we. For what it's worth too, because I wrestled on the thing, it wasn't like people weren't making like a lot of noise. It was like it sounded like you were at a barbecue outside of a couple, hearing the ring bump around, but it wasn't like a rowdy thing. Nothing like
gathered that there was an element of racism or homophobia that
I
contributed to.
I am not one to throw the thing, but I'm just looking at the thing objectively. I'm looking around. I got a little of that vibe for sure. I think the person, so as the stories come out, it was essentially a situation where it was like they told their parents they were going to do something. Their parents thought it was something else, and then their parents saw what it really was, and they got overwhelmed, and they wasn't equipped to. Because when I got there was waivers. We had to sign waivers. You know what I mean? Like so there had been some thought into this, but I don't think they thought, oh, it's just going to be one little show, and not realizing, no, it's going to be one show after another, and there's going to be people coming in and out and all this stuff. There wasn't, they were worried about people using the bathroom, which is like with all the people that were there, that was going to be a situation,
Gotta have bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darren knows.
We will need them. You're at Woodstock 99. You don't got bathrooms. Next thing you know, they're burning that house down.
It's such a great idea. I hope some version of it gets to happen in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
it's a great idea. It'll work out.
And I think you guys, right, like get it with the punk background. Like it's like, all right, to logistically actually run this thing, there's a lot of permits and a lot of stuff that's expensive, especially in New York State, where you got to have an athletic commission where they're just stealing money from us, and they get weirded out if you have an intergender match or even, God forbid, a death match show. So like, it's tough, and we just need to make these things happen, because otherwise someone else might harp on that idea and not do it justice. You know what I mean? And use it for, you know what I'm getting at with these things. You've seen it 100 times.
Well, if you want good vibes, again, this Saturday, Ridgefield Park, Cinematic.
Dude, you are out of the bag, and I am so sorry. You guys didn't have to have me on, but Brett, the show is on 9/11. Is that this Saturday? No, we have the.
Wait, no, we're 2 weeks out.
Sorry.
Saturday, September 11th at 7 p.m. on ITV or IWTV. What's it called? I forgot. Wait,
IndependentWrestlingTV.com.
IWTV, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I gave you a slight panic attack for a moment.
No, well, I
know what
haven't.
It's like when you're planning a show.
I haven't even filmed the intro yet. That's the most important part. The show's killing me. It's killing me, you guys.
We're gonna lose JGeorge, guys.
No, it's been a
Well, you gotta support this guy. You see, he's breaking his back now, emotionally, physically. He will be breaking his back in a 4-way match with some of the best people in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you win that. I hope you get your hands on Officer Erica, because that's fucked up.
Just the plan.
She conspired.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you know what? Smoke weed every day.
Yes.
That's what I said. I'm pointing at the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Darren, I think we were talking about the ICP. They don't need to do Woodstock anymore because they do the Gathering. They just did Bloody Mania. I think we need to do a retrospective of Bloody Mania.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good idea.
14th year.
Wow,
So
we could
stay
do
tuned for that.
Yeah, that'll be coming up next month. We're hoping to get back on the horse here, try to be regular after my dalliance with Cody Rhodes and Jay Leno. I mean, nothing of the sort. Well, look, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so high, smoking these dollar bills, smoking this weed. It's pretty great. Where was I going, Brett? I got confused.
This is the end of an era. This is the end of the Wrestling Club Beach House. We say goodbye.
The end of the Wrestling Club Beach House. Next week's Labor Day. I think we'll do a show next week. This Saturday night, I'll be on WFMU radio with my music show, which could possibly be my last Saturday night because it's the end of the WFMU summer schedule. I think there's one or two more weeks left, but we're coming to the end of it. So tune into that. Brett, what do you got going on?
Well, if you check out the Wrestling Club YouTube, there's a bunch of new music videos. We got Bull Nakano, we got Chi, we got Lulu Pencil and Mesa Ruga.
Oh, the Chi one is fantastic, right? You should tell them about that.
Oh yeah, at the end of every Shoko Pro, they play a game of Jankin, which is pretty much rocks, paper, scissors, and they do a tournament. And whenever she loses, she takes the most dramatic bump. Like we're talking like finger poke of doom style bump every single time. So we compiled that. And check out the Wrestling Club social media. There's a lot of fun. There's articles up. There's tons of stuff beyond the podcast. So check those out at Wrestling Club WFMU on Instagram, at Wrestling_Club_ on Twitter, and Pencil representing.
Great.
All right, take us out there.
All right, that'll do it for Wrestling Club. Thanks to JGeorge. Thanks to Officer Erica Miller. Thanks to shout outs to I screwed up that outro, so I'm gonna do it again if that's okay. We're not live. We're not live anymore, are we?
We're live.
I just want to.
Well, here we go.
Sazzy Boat Ride episode's one of my favorite interviews you guys have done.
Thank you.
And as well as I always enjoy hearing Scotland Green.
Scotland's the best.
Thank you so much.
Pro Wrestling Potluck on Twitch.
Yes.
Sazzy Boatwright, who got to come out with that live band Adult Mom to I Fucked Your Mom.
Yeah.
Which
perfect.
Is funny enough
in the career.
We all met at that weird music video shoot many moons ago.
There we go.
What's so funny?
Lost.
Oh, never mind.
Lost the time.
Yep.
Jess Lane's. You might find it on her website. The director Jess Lane, but yeah, lost the time unfortunately.
Yeah.
Darren, why don't you take us out?
All right, that'll do it for Wrestling Club. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to JGeorge and Officer Erica Leigh Miller. Shout outs to the man upstairs, Isaiah, Steve D for the theme song, and the fine folks at WFMU Radio. If you dig Wrestling Club, please like, share, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, invite your friends, check out our archive, and spread the word. Wrestling Club will return next Monday night live on YouTube with a whole new show, so please check it out. But until then, for Brett, I'm Darren. This has been Wrestling Club. Thanks again. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
The Wrestling Club with Darren and Brett. We've got a show that you'll never forget.